Narcissists are extremely unfair people, to say the least. This can be one of the hardest things to recover from and to accept after leaving a narcissistic relationship. Narcissists will steal from you, lie about you, destroy your relationships, do all kinds of things to you when all you've done is try to love them, and then they will play the victim. They will blame you for the things they've done, and often they get away with everything, or it seems like they get away with everything they've done. This can be so hard to come to terms with, and that's why I'm making this video today. We're going to go over the reasons that narcissists especially are so unfair and some examples of what I'm talking about and some thoughts for you to help you recover and cope with this extremely painful aspect of narcissistic relationships. Welcome to Looking Behind the Mirror, where we explore narcissism and take our lives back as we make sense out of nonsense. As a quick disclaimer, everything I say is based on my opinions and my personal experiences. I'm not a professional, and if you're really struggling, I encourage you to seek professional help. I am providing links below for you. So first, quickly, why are narcissists so incredibly unfair? There are several reasons that are directly related to narcissism, to what narcissism is. First is the double standards. Narcissists don't see the perspectives of other people the same way they see their own. They really feel like the whole world revolves around them, and they have this feeling that they are the only real person in the world. They're the only person that matters. They're the only person that really exists. And everyone else is like a satellite of them. Everybody else is an extra in a movie about them. So everybody exists for them, because of them. Everything exists for them and because of them. The whole world is a stage created solely to tell the story of their life. This is how they feel. This is how they experience life. So of course they have double standards. Of course everything is meant to be for them. Everything's supposed to be working out in the way they want it to. And on top of this, they are pathologically entitled, which directly links to this lack of perspective that they have. If something nice exists or something that they want exists, of course they should have it, because why else would that thing exist? And of course we can add their pathological insecurities on top of this. If somebody else has something that they would like, or just has something that they can't have, that's really insulting to them. That makes them feel less than. That really taps into their insecurities of that person must be better than them. That person must think they're better than them. So they're going to want something just because somebody else has it, because it hurts their ego to see that. So these traits will make a narcissist feel like it is okay for them to do and say whatever they need to get whatever they want. And it doesn't matter if they're after something tangible like things or like money. It doesn't matter if they're after something that's going to help their reputation. You know, if they just want to tell stories that aren't true about themselves or about you, if they're after feeling good about themselves, they feel entitled to do and say whatever it takes to make whatever they want to have happen. And on top of this, they have a lack of empathy, so they do not care how it affects you. They should be able to have whatever they want by any means necessary, and it doesn't matter how it affects you, because who do you think you are blocking their way from something that they're entitled to? And if you try to do this, even by just trying to set boundaries or trying to ask for basic decency from them, it makes them angry. So now you've got anger on top of entitlement, on top of a damaged ego, on top of a lack of empathy. And you can quickly see why they are so willing to hurt you in so many ruthless ways and then play the victim, like you're the one who attacked them. Maybe you were just trying to set a boundary. Maybe you were trying to defend yourself. Maybe they were trying to take something that belonged to you and you were just trying to defend whatever it was they were trying to take. And they felt like that was an attack on them because they feel entitled to what they want? How dare you block their way from what is rightfully theirs, right? So now they feel like a victim when in reality, they are the aggressor. They're the perpetrator. They're the one going around hurting people. And when you try to end a relationship with a narcissist, they are going to see it this way. They look at you as an object that they own. They are entitled to whatever use they had of you, whatever it was that they needed you for. They're entitled to that. They own you. And now you're trying to leave. You're trying to take something that belongs to them, you, away from them. Who do you think you are? Now they're the victim because you're taking yourself away from them. Of course, they're going to do everything possible to preserve their reputation. So they're going to go around telling people whatever they need to tell people to preserve their reputation. And they don't look at it as if they're trying to ruin your life, ruin your reputation. They look at it as you're the one that tried to take yourself away from them. You're the attacker. You're the aggressor. You're the bad guy here. They're just defending themselves. They got to go out and make sure that you don't betray them by running around telling everybody how terrible they are. And it doesn't matter that you're telling the truth, because the truth doesn't matter to narcissists. All that matters is how they feel about themselves. You have no right to do anything that they don't like, and they have every right to do whatever they want. You are the bad guy. The truth does not factor into this, and they have a right to do whatever they need to do to, quote, defend themselves. And so this is why they are so ruthless, so mean, why they do such terrible things, why they wrong people, betray people, and then play the victim, and often, unfortunately, get away with it. Experiencing this with a narcissist can be emotionally devastating. This can be so difficult to accept, to process, because it's so unfair, especially when there's nothing you can do about it. I know there are a lot of people out there that talk about karma and they really believe that what goes around comes around. That's great. If you believe that, then hopefully that's something that helps to bring you comfort. My experiences with narcissists from my viewpoint have forced me to see that that's just not true, at least not the way I see it. I don't believe in karma in the way a lot of other people. I mean, it's a really nice, comforting thought that everything's going to come around and bite people in the end, but I feel like I have had to accept that sometimes people do horrible, terrible things to other people, and sometimes they never have to answer for that. Sometimes there really is no justice. So why does this hurt so much? Why is this so difficult to process? Why is this so infuriating? This was definitely one of the very last pieces of work that I needed to do to heal from abusive relationships. In fact, there are still elements of this that I still struggle with to this day. And outside of the obvious, if somebody wrongs you and then blames it on you and then lies about what they did, of course it's going to make you angry. But I think that this really taps in to the insecurities that we might have already had, insecurities that were maybe created by the narcissist, or insecurities that really grew with the narcissist's influence. So when a narcissist is denying your experience, when they are hurting you, when they seem to be wanting to punish you after you've just tried to love them, this really hurts. This is a huge betrayal. And it can really turn into a sort of gaslighting, because the narcissist will be ruthless and cruel. They will justify their behavior using things that maybe haven't even happened, or things that are really unfair, accusing you of things that you couldn't help, that there was nothing you could do to stop, or you didn't have any control over. Or they'll point to things that you really tried to do the way they wanted. And so this really makes you feel like you're going crazy, like you deserved this, because that's the message coming across. You deserved to be hurt in this horrible way. And this is after you've probably really tried to make this person happy. You've probably bent over backwards, and to be continually invalidated and made to feel like you didn't do enough. And now you are so inadequate. You are such a failure and a disappointment that I'm actually going to do extremely hurtful, destructive things to punish you for what a disappointment you are. That alone is so hurtful, and it's infuriating because it reflects such enormous pathological ingratitude for everything you've poured into this relationship. You've probably poured everything you have and then 100 times more into this relationship, and now you're not only not being thanked or appreciated, you're being punished. And the more you try to express how you feel, the more you try to express the reality of what is happening, the more shut down you are. The more the narcissist keeps rationalizing what they're doing and keeps insisting that you're a disappointment and you're a traitor and you're a failure and everything's your fault. Then they go and tell everybody else what a horrible disappointment you are. So not only are you dealing with a broken heart after being betrayed, but you're being punished as if you're the bad guy, you're the aggressor, you're the one that did something wrong here. And then you're being misrepresented to people. You're being smeared. This can make you feel completely invisible, helpless, and very, very alone after everything that you have tried to do. So if you've been in this type of situation and it made you angry, that's a perfectly natural way to feel. In fact, it's a pretty healthy way to feel after what this person has done to you. Your anger is a sign that you do still have some self-worth, that you feel a great injustice, that you don't deserve to be treated this way. So your anger can be a sign of some healthy parts of you that you still have access to. You should be angry at somebody that does this kind of thing to you. Why wouldn't you be angry? The problem is that the anger can be really, really difficult to let go of, and it can consume our lives for a very long time because there's just no outlet for it. There's nowhere for it to go because oftentimes there's just no justice. There's no resolution. There's no purpose to it. Why did this happen, right? So here are some things that you can think about that can hopefully help you process this hurt, this frustration, and this anger. The first is to realize that they want you to feel small. They want you to feel insignificant because they feel extremely insignificant. They are pathologically insecure. They hate themselves. And the only way that they can feel even a little bit okay about themselves is to tear everybody else down. They don't want you to realize that you deserved better. They don't want you to believe that they wronged you, that they hurt you for no reason, and that they're a piece of crap, that they treated you like garbage. They don't want you to realize that. They want you to feel like you deserved everything they did, that you don't have a right to speak up, and that nobody's gonna believe you. That's how they want you to feel, because that's the only way that they can even function, that they can even cope with the inner dialogue that they're constantly living with. But you are not small. You are not insignificant. You do deserve to be treated with a basic amount of decency. You did not deserve the things that this person did to you. You have a right to speak up, and you are not alone. They want you to feel like the things you have to say don't matter. They want you to feel like their opinion is so important and your opinion means nothing. This is a reason that they go around telling other people, because they know that if they are the only one who's justifying their behavior, who's telling you you're crazy, who's blaming everything on you, that hurts, but it hurts 100 times more when there's 5 people that all believe that, or 10 people that all believe that. So this is an attempt for them to beat you down even further by recruiting people onto their team. And it's quite effective, but it doesn't change the truth. Your truth matters. What happened to you matters. The truth matters. You are not small. You are not insignificant. Your perspective means something. Your opinion is just as important as anyone else's, especially when your opinion is based on a realistic recollection of what actually happened. Here's something else to think about if you're dealing with this. And I know some people don't really like to hear this, but hear me out. What the narcissist does to you and to other people is it's not personal. I know it certainly feels personal. I mean, what could be more personal than somebody gaining your trust, maybe marrying you or hiring you or becoming your best friend and then betraying you, stabbing you in the back, sabotaging your personal relationships, stealing from you? What could possibly feel more personal than that? And so in that way, of course, it is personal, but this is what they do. They are not destroying your life because of you, because of anything you did. They're destroying your life because that's what they do. They go around destroying people's lives. They are human wrecking balls. It has nothing to do with you. You just happened to be someone that crossed their path at the wrong time, and things happened in just the right way that you became another victim of theirs. But it could have been anyone. It's not because you did anything to deserve this or anything like that. This really is quite random. Narcissists go around looking for people to use in whatever way they need, and anyone that they happen to be able to gain control of by whatever means they use, they're going to use those people. So they didn't do this to you because of you. They did this because this is what they do, and they're going to do it to somebody else. They have surely done it to people before you, and they're going to keep doing it over and over again, probably for the rest of their lives. Another thing that, for me anyway, I really had to work on, I still have to work on this. I don't like this one, but it's important to remind yourself that you are not responsible for the beliefs of other people. If there are people out there that believe that everything is your fault and that you are the bad guy and that whatever was done to you, you deserved it, I know it's infuriating. It's really, really hard to accept that. But it's not your job to make sure that everyone understands the truth of things that have happened. People believe what they want to believe. People believe whatever they've believed about you for emotional reasons. Narcissists find people that have reasons to want to be emotionally invested in what they're saying. And not only is that not your responsibility, it's really not within your control. You can't control the perception of other people. You can't force people to face reality. You can't force people to care about the truth, to care about justice. People that believe the narcissist's lies, especially the ones that actually gang up on you in some way, they don't care about the truth. They don't care about justice. They care about whatever they're getting out of that. And I know that's really infuriating, but just like with the narcissist, it's really not personal. That's the kind of people these people are. And it's really not worth your time and energy to worry about what these people think. I know that's easier said than done, but that really is the truth. It really doesn't matter what they think. And people that operate this way, you really could look at them as though they are emotional children. I mean, I've used this analogy before, but if a 3-year-old was calling you names and telling lies about you, would you allow that to take up a lot of emotional energy for you? Would you put a lot of credence into that and a lot of worth into what those people are saying, those 3-year-olds are saying? Would you put a lot of energy into trying to argue with the 3-year-old, trying to convince the 3-year-old that they're wrong? Or would you just look at it and realize, like, well, this person doesn't have the emotional capacity to think about anything? Hi. This really is what you're dealing with when you're dealing with a narcissist or the flying monkeys. People that really are not worth your time, not worth your emotional energy. And instead of letting this take up a lot of space in your head, think about this more as a justification and validation for why you needed to get out of this relationship, why you needed to distance yourself from these people that would believe things about you that are so unfair, or people that would support somebody that would hurt you so much. This is just proof or a demonstration of how toxic this person or these people are for your life. This is showing you why you need to distance yourself from these kind of people. And I also think it's important for me to point out that narcissists can really force you to realize that life is not like it is in the movies. In the movies, the bad guy gets what's coming to him, often, usually, right? And just as that's happening, the bad guy has some epiphany where they realize that they've done terrible things and they've got what's coming to them, right? That's not how it works in real life. In real life, people that go around hurting people are never going to be sorry, even if they get what's coming to them, even if there are consequences, even if there's justice. There really isn't, because the narcissist will never accept it. The narcissist will never be sorry. The narcissist will just keep making themselves more and more and more of a victim. Even if you get justice, you're still the bad guy. You're still the one that deserved whatever happened to you. And now look, you're an even worse person because of these consequences. Now, I want to say that deep down, some more deep down than others, the narcissist knows what they've done. They are aware of reality. They know why you want to leave. They know why you're angry. I do believe that some of them are more aware than others. Some of them are really, really good at lying to themselves, at creating this story in their head that they completely buy into. And some of them are completely aware of what they're doing. But it really doesn't matter. Deep down, they all know that they are constantly treading water, that they are constantly going around hurting people, destroying their relationships, sabotaging their life because they're chasing something that they can't even define, because they're cowards, because they're constantly running away from themselves. And, everywhere they go, there they are. They know the truth. They know what they did. They just don't understand why it should matter. No matter how difficult this is to you, no matter what the narcissist has done to you, I want you to know that from the narcissist's perspective, if you got away, if they can no longer control you and control your life, you won. I know it doesn't feel that way often, especially if they seemed to have gotten away with things they did to you, but that really was all they wanted, was to control you. That's really all they're after. They want to control people. They want to control your life. They felt like they owned you, and then you took yourself away from them. And that is really all they ever wanted. And I promise you, they are never going to be satisfied. They're never going to be happy with anything they've done until they've got control of you back. That's something that they're never really going to get over, that you took your life back. So if you did that, really ultimately, no matter what else happened, you won. This is why they're so ruthless and mean and cruel. You've taken away their belonging, yourself. And that's really what they're after when they are hurting you in every other way that they can think of. And when they are playing the victim so much, all they really want is control back. So remember that when you feel like they've gotten away with terrible things they've done to you. They didn't get away with you. And ultimately, they really didn't get away with anything if in the end they lost you. I hope this helps. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment below any ideas you have for me for future videos. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like this video and would like to see more like it in the future. Until next time, thanks. Bye. Oh, Lucy never shows up in these videos, but she wants to say hi. Hello, baby. Actually, she's locked in here. So that's probably why she's stuck around. She's very camera shy, aren't you? BB, say hello to people. Yeah, say hello. Yes.